What is up everyone, season 11 of Go Battle League has begun. So in today's video we're going to take a look at some of my early battles this season in the Great League remix with a team I showcased or highlighted in my top remix teams video. Diggersby, Frostlass and Pelipper. A team I think is gonna do very well. Of course, these are the early ranks. We're gonna face some really crazy spice, so it's not that, you know, representative of what's actually gonna be ran once you get to like a higher rank. But you know, still very fun. Let's just enjoy like these early ranks right now with the spice. This first game had a Kofi Grigas lead, which was super good for Diggersby. They have a Diggersby of their own in the back, which my Frostlass and Pelipper are super strong against. They also have an Ariados, which my Frostlass is super good against as well. So I'm just gonna go straight for the Avalanche here. I mean, I don't really have another choice. I am switch locked. So I just gotta go for it. Let my Frostlass go down. Just gonna let this go. If it was a Mega Horn, this would kill. But it's just a lunge, so I can still take that pretty easily. Go for the Avalanche. This should do a very good chunk to this Ariados, because it is super squishy. Brings the Ariados into the red. And now I'm gonna go for the farm down, but to get to a move before I do that is super fine. At this point, I can just bring in my Diggersby, kind of sacrifice it. Oh, but I don't even get to a move actually. Go for the Earthquake against the Diggersby. Are we gonna see this come through? Probably, right? No, yeah, they do let it go through. I bring my Pelipper, and Pelipper is a super hard wall to Diggersby, so they know it's over. They concede the game, and it's a GG. Next match, we see a Hypno lead. It's a Zen Headbutt Hypno. Guys, if you're running Hypno, definitely run Confusions, and Headbutt is not the way. But decent Headbutts are kind of chunking already, and well, it might get to a move here. It does get to a move, and I'm gonna let this go. I have no idea what the energy gain on the Headbutt is, but apparently it was already the future side. It actually did a very good chunk, so Diggersby is kind of low now, but I just farm it down with Frostlass at this point. In comes a Slowbro, very spicy. My opponent with the double Psychic line definitely doesn't want to take these Shadow Balls. So they shield him up and go for another Shadow Ball here. Are they gonna double shield here? Probably, right? Yeah. Oh, they let it go. Slowbro goes down. In comes a Drifblim with Astonish. Absolutely astonishing. Yeah, that's kind of honestly, you never see this animation. It's kind of cool. It's like Bubble, but different. It's kind of interesting. We're not gonna see much more of it though, because well, this Avalanche is gonna kill it. We had a little bit of lag there. Honestly, overall, I haven't had much lag. Surprisingly, I feel like for me, I did like the 30 battles, and I had like one battle where my opponent lagged out. Besides that, it was pretty flawless, honestly. But of course, the general inconsistencies like Files of the Now are still in the game, but I was honestly, you know, happily surprised by, you know, just the performance. No crashes, no nothing. I don't know how your experience has been. Let me know down in the comments below. Is it just working better than previous season? Worse? Let me know. Whilst my Frostlass is in this matchup versus a Lycanroc. What is this? This is the day form, right? This is the wrong Lycanroc. This is the wrong Lycanroc. But, well, maybe it's the right one, because it just rock throwed down my Frostlass and it's gonna drill run my Diggersby. Ow, that actually hurt. Now I'm really gonna have to hope there's not an electric type in the back, because that'd be quite devastating for my Pelipper. Sporagon is gonna get to another move, which I will shield up. Do I go for another Fire Punch here? I do. This is gonna knock out even though I am debuffed. So yeah, they do let it go. That's very good. In comes our Charmer, and this is really bad. This is really bad because Pelipper cannot beat this. Pelipper just gets straight up charmed down by Clefable before I can get to 3 moves, and a Weather Ball doesn't kill, and I won't be able to get to a Hurricane either. So I'm really gonna have to hope this Weather Ball kills, or doesn't kill, does enough damage to the Clefable to where my Diggersby can still take it out with a Fire Punch, if I even reach that, and I do reach it. Does this take out the Clefable? Please? Yes, it does, and it is a good game. Next up, Luxray lead, which is super super spicy. And well, this is definitely where I love to see it on my ground type and not on my flying water type, of course. Ended up making a little mistake here, actually going for the Earthquake after 10 mud shots, or actually 11 mud shots, but one snuck through. Basically, going for the Earthquake after 10 sparks to allow them to CMP tie with me. That's a big misplay. I should have just thrown after 9 sparks, or just overfarmed. But you know what? We got rid of the Luxray, and in comes a Gumshoes? That's wild. A Gumshoes. Yeah, those bites are adding up. I'm just gonna switch to my Pelipper here because I did hit the Earthquake. And then comes Unova Stunfisk, which is quite bad for Pelipper. Quite bad, but I can get off at least one Weather Ball here, which I do shield up and let go of my Pelipper now. Because I can now probably sweep this team with Frostlass. Gonna bring in the last now. And we'll just start avalancing this pancake. Double electric from my opponent. Very, very spicy. Very, very spicy. Gotta respect it. With the former US president in the middle. Avalanche coming through on the Stunfisk is shielded up. And we're just gonna go for another one here, which will of course take out the Stunfisk. And then we can probably farm down this Gumshoes with our Frostlass. GG. Next up, a Abomasnow lead. Not so great for Diggersby, so I'm gonna go instantly into Frostlass as they also go instantly into Machamp, which is interesting because Abomasnow doesn't have a bad matchup versus Diggersby. Of course, those Fire Punches are double super effective, but because Abomasnow slightly outpaces, or they get to the moves at the same time, but Abomasnow is just higher attack, so wins the CMP. Abomasnow does win that matchup because it can actually survive Fire Punch. So, but they must just have two better Diggersby answers in their back is what I'm thinking now. The shield is second Avalanche there. I'm not gonna shield this move because I expect my Pelipper or Diggersby just to be able to sweep with a shield advantage now. So I'm gonna farm this down with Pelipper. What comes in now? The Abomasnow comes in. I just gotta Hurricane this as soon as I can. We do Hurricane it. Get rid of the Abomasnow at this point, and now it's really gonna depend on what's in the back though. Honestly, Pelipper Diggersby core is so strong, I don't expect there's anything in the back that can beat it. And it's actually a Typhlosion, a Shadow Typhlosion. You'll have to see it. That's super, super spicy, but also incredibly squishy, so this one Weather Ball will take it out. And that's the match. Mew lead, not too bad though. It really depends on the moveset. If it's running the standard Surf, Wild Charge moveset with Shadow Claw, Diggersby does win it. But those Surfs, as a throw now, do really add up. But they need 3 to kill. And I'll get to an Earthquake plus Fire Punch to kill them before they can reach 3 Surfs. So overall, winning matchup for Diggersby. But Mew definitely gets Diggersby quite low. As they get to another Surf, which I will let go. I don't really need my Diggersby that badly, at least not at a ton of health. In this team, you always want to save Diggersby for a potential Registeel in the back, but at like red health, you're still fine there, as long as you save shields, since Registeel can't really hurt you with lock-ons. Anyway, they bring a Charmer, which is super bad for my team, like super bad. This is horrible, because I have shields, but I don't have like tanky Pokemon anymore. Both Frostlass and Pelipper just take so much damage from charms, and they also double shield my avalanches, which is just mega bad. I also don't wait out my timer here, which is gonna prove to be very costly because they bring in their Kanto Raichu with Volt Switch into my Pelipper, which is just starts chunking. And I only have one win condition at this point, which is farming this down with Diggersby. You see I have a Weather Ball here, but I did not throw it on purpose. Because if I throw my Weather Ball here, the Raichu will die. The Raichu dies, I'm just gonna get charmed down by the Clefable. I need energy on my Diggersby to be able to do this. I think what I maybe should have done is thrown the Weather Ball and then undercharged it. If I undercharge the Weather Ball, then I get into a range where Diggersby can farm down, I guess. I guess that might have been the play. But I was also still hoping to switch out with the Weather Ball there, so I could maybe get up to double Fire Punch here, and then Fire Punch the Raichu, and then the Clefable. Another thing, they also have Brick Break, which is so bad for me. I'm just gonna have to try to farm this down, but they get to another Brick Break here, and I lose to a Party Hat Raichu in my 6th game of the season. GG. Let's not talk about this anymore, right? GG. Next up, we see a Drifblim lead. That's super bad for Diggersby, so I gotta go into Frostlass here. Frostlass here is also not amazing, because, well, Shadow Ball one-shots, but Frostlass does outpace, so should be very fine here. I'm just gonna shield this up. Even if it's an Icy Wind, I should be able to outpace to the next move, at least before they get to the Shadow Ball. They end up switching out into their Poliwrath though, which is like kind of an even matchup because the Shadow Balls really hurt here. But because I got Icy Wind already, it doesn't do that much. If they're not running Scald, I should be able to survive any move as well. Well, unless it's Hydro Pump, but no one runs Hydro Pump. They do run Scald though, which does take me out. I'm just gonna go into Pelipper here. Pelipper really hard walls Poliwrath. So yeah, I can really just take any move here, farm him down. And that should put me in a very good spot. What are they gonna come in with now? Probably, not the Drifblim, they actually have Ariados. I make a mistake here. I threw at 4 wing attacks. Because I was like, lunge is 5 wing attacks. So I should throw 1 before that. But Cross Poison is 4. I should have thrown at 3. So I didn't lose this much health. So I stay outside of Icy Wind range. Since I am in Icy Wind range, I decided to just switch out right before they get there. So they can just start unleashing their energy on Diggersby. They aren't really doing any damage with Hex, but the Ice Wind do add up. But they need like 3 or 4 to kill me. So I can take all the energy here, even take some shield with Fire Punch, and hopefully set up my Pelipper to take out this Drifblim later. Yeah, even after this Icy Wind, they're gonna need another one. Another 2 actually to take me out, unless the Hexes really start adding up. Yeah, that Fire Punch did a good chunk. In comes another Icy Wind. They shouldn't kill me yet. And they shouldn't even be able to farm me down, I think. No. Oh, they might actually be. But, you know, my switch is up. I just go into Pelipper. 1 wing attack. 1 Weather Wall. And it is bye-bye to this balloon. GG. Hitmonchan, another super bad lead. Instant switch into Frostlass. Frostlass always the safe switch in his line, of course. In comes a Ufisk, which, well, is very good for Frostlass, actually. Kind of a mistake by my opponent there, I think, because, well, Frostlass is much better versus Unova and Stunfisk than it is versus Hitmonchan. So if you don't have any answers, you should probably stay into Hitmonchan. Probably a misclick though, my opponent. Happens to the best of us. So, you know what? I'm just going to take out this Ufisk at this point and I'll get the shield advantage. I go back into Hitmonchan. Gonna no-shield whatever this is. I still have a Pelipper for this Hitmonchan, so I'm not too worried about getting switch advantage here. They end up power-up punching though, which is super interesting. Doesn't kill my Frostlass. I do still get to the Avalanche, which will take a shield here. 2 shields up. Pelipper versus Hitmonchan. This is looking very good. They showed power punch. I'm definitely expecting Thunder Punch at this point, because that's usually the elemental punch you run. So I shielded up, and it was Thunder Punch. They have a lot of Marowak in the back, so they realize it's over since Pelipper just core breaks their team. They concede. GG. Another terrible lead with Pelipper into my Diggersby. I'm starting to believe Diggersby might not be the best lead, but this team has been able to back it up quite well, so that just proves how powerful this squad is. Can I win this game though? Let's see. I'm gonna shoot up the Shadow Ball because I do want to reach another Shadow Ball. Honestly, I baited there with the Avalanche. Don't do that. Alright, it's honestly your only lose condition. If you have like 2 Powder Snows advantage like I had, you're gonna outpace them to 2 Shadow Balls, okay? So there's not much reason to Avalanche bait right there. Because even if you double Avalanche bait, you're not gonna get to the 3rd Shadow Ball, right? They Fire Blast me here to, oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, that just completely ruined my train of thought. Like I said, just double Shadow Ball, it's much safer. You're not gonna reach 3 moves anyway, alright? Anyway, my Diggersby is now quite low. They bring in their Pelipper. Again, unfortunately, I bait against my Pelipper, which means I kind of have to go for this move instantly. Otherwise, I risk getting Hurricaned myself. Instead, I Hurricane them, stakes them out. They have a Whiscash in the back, which is pretty good. This was a problem I did keep having. My Pelipper kind of stuttered there. Somehow Wind Attacks took like 3 turns, which is a kind of a bug in a new version. It doesn't happen often, luckily. But when it does, it's very annoying. And apparently there's like a workaround you can do. If you have that bug where your moves take like 1 turn longer than they're supposed to, The fix is just tapping slower. If you tap very fast, like with 2 fingers, that's what I usually do, you will get that sometimes. If you just tap with 1 finger, exactly how much you need to tap, you'll be fine. It doesn't happen. So that's a workaround. Definitely not great though still, but if you have that, consider trying just tapping with 1 finger and it should be a little better. Anyway, next match, another horrible lead. We have a pretty big, horrible lead streak at this point. In comes a horrible swap in for my Froslass. Yes, Froslass definitely doesn't like to see Kanto Ninetales. So yeah, just gonna let this go though. I did do a bunch of damage with this Shadow Ball, and this is now in a range where I can farm it down with Diggersby and have Fire Punch loaded for the Meganium, hopefully. Which, I mean, I'm a Diggersby, they're Meganium, both very tanky, low attack, high defense, Fire Punch, not that great of a move. This really won't do that much, but it's gonna do some valuable chip damage at least. Actually, that's more than I was expecting. At this point, wind attacks plus those Weather Ball should probably knock out the Meganium. Here comes Alola Marowak, Shadow Alola Marowak actually, which is super good for my Pelipper. They're going to take 1 move, Shadow Bone. From a Shadow, Alola Marowak does like 55%. It's less than a Frenzy would do, but I would die to 2 Vine Whips plus Fire Spins plus Shadow Bone anyway. So I have to shield that. Here comes Meganium now. I just really gotta hope I can get to like 2 Weather Balls and hopefully get to 2 shields, or if they don't shield, I can get to 3 Weather Balls, because I definitely need to kill this with like a Weather Ball and a Fire Spin at this point. They're gonna Frenzy me, of course I gotta shield that, because that do definitely kill me. Gotta go for the Weather Ball. This definitely gets shielded, right? Actually, no shield. Yeah, I didn't even build up to it. It wasn't really necessary. So I'm gonna go for another Weather Ball. At this point, I can really just farm it down with Pelipper or catch the move on Diggersby here. They do throw it. This shouldn't kill yet, and then I probably much them down. And this is game over. Another win in the book after a terrible lead. GG. Alright, after 4 terrible leads in a row, we finally have something good. Sonic Castform into my Diggersby. This is kind of where I want to see it, actually. I would prefer to see it on Pelipper, but, you know, as long as it isn't on my Froslass, I'm super happy. Talking about Froslass, in comes our Lapras, which is a matchup where Froslass is pretty okay. It's not great, but it's definitely my best matchup. These Ice Shards aren't doing that much. Actually, normally Lapras runs Ice Shard. This one is running the Frost Breath, which is, well, super interesting, because that's definitely not the move you want to run. It's pretty poor compared to Ice Shard. So that makes this matchup a little better, probably. They actually double shield my Shadow Balls, which is super interesting. At this point, I'm gonna shield this up and get to another. Try to get to another Shadow Ball. Honestly, watching this back, this is super risky because I might get farmed down by these Frost Breaths, but I survive with literally 1 HP and get to the Shadow Ball. That is pretty huge. This will put it in a nice range to where my Pelipper can farm it down. I don't think my Pelipper really has to worry about any charge moves because they can't reach the Skull Bash. It's only a Surf that's resisted, doesn't do too much. These Frost Breaths are adding up, but they're not doing that much. You have so much energy loaded now, which is super good. Here comes the Clefable. I'm just going to go for a Hurricane here. This should do a ton of damage on this Clefable. Yeah, it puts it in a range where Fire Punch will kill, which will fire right now. This will kill the Clefable. Then I still have the Sonic Castform in the back with Wither Shield and a bunch of energy. I should be able to finish this off with an Earthquake, as we're also finishing off this video at the same time. This was the final battle. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Hope you enjoyed the team. Good luck with your battles, trainers. See you in the next one.